Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Quantum Show. If you're here, you are meant to be here. And passing out links. Let's see here. I'm passing out links to Facebook and Twitter as usual. Got a little bit. That might be an understatement. And last week's show was great. I'm still getting comments over it and still getting all kinds of feedback from it. And I'm very happy that I was able to get our key there. That was awesome. And great times talking. Great time talking. Hey, Blue Chicken. Welcome back to the Quantum Show. I'm passing out links to Facebook and Twitter. That's all I'm doing. I just started and I had to go out of town. It's 30 minutes, right? But traffic and all that. Back, put my stuff down, made up a coffee, and started this. So, yeah, it's good. It's all right. But I made it. Still passing out links. I'm not looking at the chat yet. Okay. I should just do this because it makes it easier. I mean, YouTube gives you the option to, and the only thing I have to do with Facebook is make sure it goes back to public instead of friends. And I'll do that right now. So I have been keeping it low key and looking at a lot of ufology, UFO reports of meeting aliens, meeting non-humans. Sorry, and watching a lot of stuff. Started off with Amy from Alien Girl 111. Shout out. And now I will get off of Facebook. I will keep Messenger open, but the link is out there. Apparently, okay. Joe will be coming in soon. If not, yes, soon. He will be coming in soon. Hey, Cliff, Tim Freestone, and Monty, thanks for coming by. Welcome back to the Quantum Show. Got a little bit to go over. I took no notes. I was relying on my computer history to do notes this time. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at my computer history because everything is there. And I listened to Rebellious Ufology after Amy and a couple other shows. Let me see here. And that was yesterday. I discovered I haven't looked into it too much, esotericcollege.com. I will leave the link. Notes. I need a pen. Let's see. Any major announcements? I'm going to wait until the very end of this part so I can have some feedback coming in. But it's pretty important. I mean, has nothing to do with the show, has everything to do with me. And just so everyone knows, straight up front, open, full disclosure, right? I am not looking for drama. When I say I'm investigating a place, that's what I'm doing. I'm not looking for angry spirits to yell and throw things. I'm not doing that. I'm looking for I'm looking for evidence that it's real, and how can I and presumably everyone connect to these beings, realities, gateways, whatever. That's what that's what I'm doing, because I got some comments on my Dicyanin videos. It says, film at night. You're not going to get anything. Go to places like the hood and malls. That's where bad stuff happens. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. Any stuff is good stuff. I'm not looking for drama. I'm not doing that. I get no ratings from doing this. I get nothing from doing this, except this is a personal blog, and it just happens to come out in this format for me. So people can, you know, watch, interact, maybe learn something. And that's the point. That's the point of this, right? Not to stir up trouble in the spirit realm or do things like start space wars. No, not going to do that. Or any of that. This is so we can all learn, and I'm doing it. Okay, I heard someone say, I was listening to uh, Amy interview someone, and someone in the chat says, please don't say quantum physics. That's a cop out. Let me tell you something. Okay, it's a blanket statement, and a lot of people do use quantum physics as a cop out because it's so far above all of our heads. We're like, oh, must be quantum physics. Okay. Well, I'm not looking at this from a scientific perspective because the unscientific stuff has happened. Let's count them off, shall we? Graveyard spirits appearing, and uh, girl disappearing and reappearing as if she was walking through some kind of black wall, a black wall appearing, reality jumping. I go on one interstate and bloop, I'm on another one, but going to the same place. Uh, Seeing non human creatures walking around a Comic Con. Science cannot explain these things. Science is not that far yet. So I'm not looking at this scientifically. You can't. Science isn't there yet. We're in the magic realms, and that's something else. Um, as for being able to relate it to something everyone knows, Harry Potter. That's most people, a lot of people know about Harry Potter, right? Because you got, I'm talking pop culture. You got the Muggles. This is why I use the terms. You got the Muggles, and then you got the people that aren't Muggles that are aware of these weird things happening all around us because they are happening all around us, right? And a couple of weeks ago, when Joe came on, I'm watching for. I said I was watching. Yeah, I am. I'm watching for Joe to come on. But a couple of weeks ago, Joe mentioned the Council of Magical Arts. That is not a mainstream thing. It is not a pop culture thing. Hardly hardly anybody knows about it. And if they know about it, most of them don't believe it. They think it's like a D&D club or like a comic book store or something, right? That's what they think the Council of Magical Arts is, because that sounds like something you would name a comic shop, because it would be an awesome comic shop name. No, that's real. That's the real world. And if you look at the history of Fae in the United States, there is a lot going on, okay? And you can kind of piece a lot of it together. You know, there's no written history of all this stuff because, first, no one wants to believe it, so they think it's just somebody's made up lithium fueled rants, right? Nobody wants to believe it, so nobody's going to believe it. But that's part of the real world. Just because it doesn't affect most people, well, those people, they're the cash cows. Okay, they're what I call the muggles. We're all cash cows. I'm talking in the United States and probably Europe too. Let's be honest, the world, the people who are in charge, they don't like the Council of Magical Arts. Uh, most of them are muggles and they don't care, right? They think, oh, it's a stupid boys club or stupid weird club. No, and just like what we are all familiar with, this 3D whatever, the 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 wizarding world is just as real and just as impactful. Okay, people, I know people who regularly interact with cryptids. Okay, let me do this real quick. They regularly interact with spirit worlds. Yeah, I said it, plural. And they do all kinds of weird stuff. Nobody believes them that they're doing it. I'm pretty sure there is an active spaceport in Antarctica, active, like right now. Like they're there. They're in processing. People are visiting. They're checking passports, just like at a regular airport. And I'm pretty sure all that's happening right now. And I am not a part of most of it because I'm stuck here doing muggle stuff. However, uh, for the past few months, it's just been like bulldozing me. I mean, all those things, and those are things that happened externally. Then you got the things that are happening internally with me. I mean with me, spirit guides, um, being able psychically linking to people, meant or telepathically getting messages and sending messages and getting confirmation that they're getting sent, which is not scientific, totally internal. I can't prove any of this. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could take pictures. But see, when I did the reality hop on the interstate, I have a dash cam and it was recording. It didn't get anything. It got me going the normal route that I normally go, what it wanted me to do. I'm not looking at the chat room just yet, right? And this is like the soliloquy, right? But uh it didn't happen in this time stream, reality, dimension, whatever. I don't know. It happened and it was not recorded. When I saw the three beings at the Comic-Con, some I said then they had the mental do not disturb sign up. Here's what I mean. What I mean was I got repulsed. Like I got the message. There was no message. It was like camouflage. Like I was looking through the active camouflage and I was able, or the passive camouflage, and I was able to see past it because I've been told by several people that I probe. I probe. Mentally, I probe stuff. Okay, Joe is coming in.
Mentally, you probe, so Joe is coming in. Okay.
Hello. I was expecting you. How you doing, Joe?
I'm as mean as ever, but what am I doing on the monologue?
I don't know. You asked to come in. So hi there.
I
You're
don't know
here.
when I asked to come in, but I guess I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes.
are you not ready? What you can pop out
Doesn't matter.
until okay. Wow. I feel like I've been talking for 45
Go ahead.
minutes. It's only been like 15 minutes. Yeah, I was going over
Yeah.
Oh, you heard what I was talking about?
Unfortunately, no. I was uh,
Oh, okay. Well,
I was in the radio
oh,
room trying to fix it up, and
I wasn't expecting anyone, so I wasn't expecting to get talking through. I got to put my earbuds on because everyone else but us is going to hear echo. Okay.
oh,
Can
yes, I can hear you.
okay. I had to turn my volume up. Um no, I was going over the muggle world, which I call, the non-magical world, and versus the other part of it, which is like includes the Council of Magical Arts. You mentioned them a couple of weeks ago, and I was just going through and saying how all of it's real, none of it's scientifically provable, but science isn't there yet. Science isn't able to prove it yet, because the scientific method, it's good for most stuff, but
I
it's
don't know. They
lacking.
get closer and closer.
Yeah, they get closer and closer. And oh, Amy did that interview, quantum gravity, and I was looking over my notes that I took. And when I say I took notes, it's like the computer browser history. And she had a person on her show the other day, and it was freaking fabulous. It was great. This guy was, he was linking quantum physics, magic, and down to earth science, everyday science, where everybody could understand it. Of course, once you understand it and you walk away, it's gone. I was like, I have to really understand this. And uh, sonic gravity, excuse me, sonic gravity with,
Ah,
yeah, let me, Brad from Sonic Gravity. Okay, links will be in the description to all these things I mentioned. That's how I started my day off, because I work nights. And he was able to link advanced quantum science to down to earth applied science to the spirit world and ufology. And he did a very good job. There are always still questions even beyond his information, but it was still really good. And then went over and okay, Sonic Gravity, I linked to his podcast directly. And then I went to Ohio's Sleepy Hollow, Paranormal Spirits 2.0, The Legend of James Buckley. Again, link will be in the description. And I believe that was Rebellious Ufology. And Sarah K. Grace, link. You know the spiel, link again. And I believe that's what I did. Yeah, that was that. So I don't remember hardly anything what they talked about. Oh, Joe is out of here. I was going all on. Hey, R. Keith is in the chat room. How you doing, R. Keith? I emailed you and I sent you a message on Facebook. Do you need to come in? I'm doing the first hour, but it's okay. It's me doing the first hour, and I don't have a ton of material to go over. All right, who all is here? Maria, hello, Maria. And let's see. Okay, Cliff C, Blue Chicken, Tim Freestone, everybody, Monty, Star Wars fan, Spidey fan. Hey there. And Joe is coming back in. Okay. Yes. R. Keith. Keith. Sure. Need to know. Open. Yes. I don't understand. That's okay. You can come in and explain it to me. Hey Joe, sorry I didn't. Did you kick yourself off?
No, I had help with a puppy dog.
Oh, okay. R. Keith, the link is in there for you. Yes. And R. Keith showed up. Okay.
All right.
I wasn't expecting Keith. I wasn't expecting you to come by, but that's okay. Um, I probably and Keith is about to come on too.
Maybe we ought to
Welcome.
tell Frank and Lynn Ann he's here.
Okay. um,
Well,
Keith, welcome back to the Quantum Show. I believe you may be muted.
well, thank you very much.
Oh,
Oh,
there you are.
I don't know.
Okay, no, I can hear you. I think there's just a lot of lag. Yes, I'm thinking there is lag.
Well, I can't do my on today. That's
Okay.
why there's lag. Hang on, I know what the problem is.
I'm going to try to
That's the problem.
get off. What was the problem?
I was listening to your show when I had your show running.
Oh, so it was taking up, right, taking up space. Okay, yeah. Keith, I had a message from Shadow and Sun to get in touch with you, and I didn't get it until just a few minutes ago. So, I think, anyway, hi. Welcome back to the Quantum Show. Apparently, you were meant to be here too. Everybody was meant to be here first hour because I didn't send you an invite. I sent the regular link to the show. But I guess you might not have gotten that. Did you
My
follow the
computer
old
is-
link from? Go ahead. Your last thing I heard from you was my computer. That's it.
Autonomy.
Joe, can you see the chat room? Okay, well he's out. He may come back. I think he's coming in. Joe is saying he can see the chat room. Alrighty then. So Monty confirmed he can see your chat. Okay. No problem, R. Keith. No problem, Keith. Well, if you want to come on back in. Wasn't planning on it. I was just talking about muggles and non-muggles, the mysterious world. Okay. He says my CS is 2W1TER. I'm guessing he means a handle. Call sign. He does mean a handle. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's what I was going over. And it's just as real. It really is. Because I didn't send out an invite link. The only invite link I sent was to Joe and Shadow. And I guess I didn't put any information in there talking about I'm doing my first hour. That's okay. That is okay.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
going, well, wait. This is his first hour. What's going on here? But
Yeah. No,
an
I was just
invite's an
going over.
invite.
Yeah. Yeah. An invite's an invite. So I'm waiting until the end of the first hour to talk about things that happened to me so we can carry that on. It's kind of a big deal. But yeah, nothing to do, like I said, nothing to do with the show, the YouTube. It's all me personal. Everybody would say it's a really big deal, but we have a unique perspective on all this stuff, energy, communication, etc. Right? And I know you have a unique perspective. My perspective is now quite unique after everything that's just the floodgates opened up for me.
Oh, good.
And yeah, I mean, I went over it. I see your boss's assistant is with you at the moment.
Yes. And it's too cold in the radio room, so we're in the den instead.
Ah, okay. Storm and Shadow 2012 are in the chat room. I welcome to the Quantum Show. You may be Shadow and Sun, not sure. Um, I think Keith is still in the chat. Well, anyway, moving along. I'm gonna have to like not look at the chat because it just takes away. It just distracts. So if you show up, great.
Hey, we got Moon back. We got Mrs. Moon back.
Hey, this is
Moon and Moon.
Lynn Ann.
Hey,
Hey,
we got the crew
man,
back.
the whole mystical crew is showing up. Yeah, I called Keith on somewhere. I said I when in personal conversation, I said I think R. Keith Andrews has been named unofficial emissary from them to us, but now I think it's more like unofficial emissary from them to the Council of Magical Arts. I think that's what it's more like, to the mystical people, not everybody, because that's part of the ecosystem here is keeping us in line and keeping us not exactly suppressed, but as a productive unit that is a society. And as long as we stay productive, everything's fine. And what they can keep with the hiding the bodies, the aliens, the documents, the bodies, the crap, the documents. That's what Amy says. The bodies, the crap, the documents. And talking about Roswell. So they can stay suppressing it, stay denying that there are extraterrestrial life forms. And Storm Frank is Storm and Shadow 2012. Okay. Keith, your tech support has arrived. He asked you what's it doing, Keith. So I can't vouch for the heftiness of my chat room. So if it works, great. If it doesn't, you may want to PM each other. I'm not saying don't talk about it. I'm just saying my chat room might crap out. It's YouTube after all. And okay. But anyway. Yeah, would that okay. I wasn't planning on having anybody in the room with me. But so what do you think about that, Joe? Yeah, I
The
mean,
invite went
go
out.
ahead.
The invite went out. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I should have said for after first hour, if not, or if you want, but whatever. You're here now. Um, so
And
do
now we
you
got the whole
have?
gang.
Yeah, they're all here. Do you have a take on any of that?
You know my take on that. Reality is not reality.
Yeah,
It's
reality is a
all
show.
mathematical. It's all a simulation.
Yeah, this
And
part of it.
science is finally catching up to that.
The part sonic gravity, he nailed that. He nailed it. And he was very specific talking about how, as far as we're concerned, or how it affects us here and now. And yeah, this Rich said it, GUFON. It's the Truman Show. We are the Truman Show, and we are all Truman. And people like you and I, we have gone behind the back curtain, and we've gone into the sound booth and the makeup rooms and the lobby of reality, so to speak, because we've been there. I mean, physically, mentally, in every way, we were there. Joe, I went with you. Well, we went between worlds at least one time.
Yep.
I mean, not
We
ceremonially.
tried every circle.
Yeah, I remember at least once
Yeah, but I'm saying
it
we tried every
happened.
circle anyhow.
Yeah, at least once it happened. It might have happened more than once, and I just the the what do they call it? The fourth wall is in cinema
Blended it.
where, huh? Yeah, but like the barrier was outside
You
of,
blended it.
right. Well, maybe, yeah, maybe, but it seemed, I don't know. I'm trying to logic, and it doesn't work. Logic doesn't work when you talk about this stuff, because not only does it defy logic, we create the logic as we go. That is a mind bender. When you can
And
create
we
the
give it
rules as you go, huh?
mathematical formulas.
Yeah, or not.
And we give
That's
it
what.
mathematical formulas.
Yeah, we do that, or we don't. If we try to rationalize it, it works. If we don't, it's
Hmm.
still happening, or it works anyway. It's there, and yeah, reality is not, is I said it a while back, it's nothing like I thought it was going to be, and nothing like I thought it was. I thought I had a pretty good grip on reality. Nope. Reality said, "Oh yeah, here's your next course." I want to say lesson, but it's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
them. Here's your next
Lynn
course.
Anna said in chat there that in chat there, that's how you bend things around and make what you want to happen.
Yeah, manifestation. And key to manifestation is knowing that it will happen, because it will. And if it doesn't happen, did you really put enough energy into it? Did you put energy into it? Because I've noticed, even when I try to do direct manifestations, by the way, they don't work very well. Indirectly works a lot better, because
Well,
you put
plus you
it,
have to notice
I,
what the universe is doing.
right. You have to be
If you
open.
go with the flow, it's a lot easier. You're not that salmon climbing, swimming up back uphill.
You broke up on me there. That last
Okay,
phrase.
okay, you're not the salmon swimming back up the stream.
Right.
You go with the flow, it's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And you said it a long time ago. The gods will give you what they want, but on their terms. So,
Especially empty.
yeah.
Right, Lynn? What Inky and his vacuum cleaners. I wonder if she's going to stay with us after that one.
um,
That was the typical. What was it? Mickey Mouse and the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Oh, she will. She has a sense of humor, and she understands, and that's like more or less relating it to pop culture, so the Muggles understand. And like, okay, I am not saying I am any sort of expert. I am exposed to this stuff happening. If there's any expert here, it's these three, okay? Lynn Ann, Frank, and Joe, those are the experts. Been doing it for 30 plus years. And being that time is relative, probably longer. And time is relative.
Sometimes
So
70.
you're right. Right. 30 plus years that I'm aware of, that I can say, yeah, I was probably there for a bunch of it, but not nowhere near all of it. I am no expert. I am guessing. I'm feeling my way through this dark tunnel. I think I got a pretty good idea, but I don't want to say it quite like I know what I'm talking about, because none of us do. Reality is so subjective. It jumps around on us because everything affects it or it doesn't. That's quantum. Okay.
Right. Well, Maria in the chat there said a little phrase I've heard is, we don't see the world the way it really is. We see it according to who we really are.
That's a
And she
good
says
way to
that's a
put it.
public dick.
Yeah. The muggle way of saying that, which is more muggle than the way she said it, is we look through filters and we filter reality to our own needs and egotistical expectations. And we take what we see and we interpret it a certain way, which is the long, dumb explanation for what Maria said in the chat room. Yes. Hi, Maria. I don't know if I said hi. It's been 20
Hello, Maria.
something minutes. But, okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 20 something minutes of monologue.
Yeah, it's all good. I would have said the same stuff, but but now I've got help. And I get boring after a while. I can't even sit by myself for 15 minutes without saying, God, I'm boring. Not really. I usually have Star Trek on. If I sit for 15 minutes, Star Trek is on. Linan is saying,
You sure it's not Stargate?
yeah, not lately. I haven't watched any Stargate lately. I have been wanting to go back over Stargate Atlantis. That was a good show. But yeah. Just there's been a whole lot. Lol. This is why, note to future YouTube users, make notes before the show. That way you know what you want to talk about. So I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to look at my YouTube history, because every time something pops into my head, go watch a YouTube video about it. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I've been doing, is looking at my everything. Every time a thing pops into my head, what does somebody else say about this? Yes, lots of Star Trek.
I started. I
Go
started
ahead, say
looking
that again.
at some of the YouTube videos of. I started looking at some of the YouTube videos about aliens. Some of
Yeah,
the worst sock puppets I've ever seen. Just really
some of them, yeah.
terrible. And aliens playing peekaboo on one of them. Almost every one of his videos of the aliens are playing peekaboo.
I think I know who
And
you're
he's
talking
going,
about. Yeah, he's fake. He's also a very bad person. I think I know who you're talking about. The alien in the window? Was one of them in a window?
alien windows. Yeah,
Yeah.
aliens out in the grass. Aliens in the toilet. Well, not in the toilet, but in the
In the bathroom?
latrine. Yeah, in the latrine, poking their head out,
Right.
and it's peekaboo, peekaboo, and I'm going, oh.
Yeah. Okay. Who Okay, I mentioned Brad. No, wait. Get Here was what I watched. Brad from Sonic Gravity Podcast. Today we have the pleasure of having Gary Voorhees on. So I don't know if that was Gary Voorhees or Brad. She had one of them, and it was amazing. I will be leaving a link. Actually, you know what? I can. Can I? I can't leave a link from here. I have to wait. I have to actually get the video in the player before I can leave a link. There was that, and
Wonderful.
I believe it was Gary Voorhees.
No, in the window, Lynn, it was the very worst paper mache puppet you've ever seen. It was horrible.
Yeah, and then
And every one of his aliens are based on the Greys.
yeah, I believe that was the same guy. Okay, Blue Chicken, I saw you left a comment on a video. I haven't been able to look at it yet. It came in when I was driving home, and then I'm here. Okay.
Where's Blue Chicken?
He's in the chat room.
Okay, I'm in the comments section of the StreamYard. So
Yes, streamer. Yeah, he's in the chat room. He might just be lurking now or took off. Okay. Yeah. Um. I've got people talking to me right now. Not physically.
all right. Well, Maria's there saying that there's one that speaks the alien language or languages. So weird because they are very telepathic. You can't lie to them. You can't
Right.
lie to them, but you can tell the truth in such a manner that you make it not clear.
Yeah, and the only way to lie to a telepath or an empath like that is to lie to yourself and believe it. Then that way they but you don't want to do that because then you're obscuring what you're trying to do to yourself. That's not productive.
Right. We got the
Hey,
GM
GM's Alco.
alcove on.
Yeah, thank you for dropping in. This is the Quantum Show. And this is first hour. The first hour is like deep dive into the mysticism of stuff. And not that deep of a dive. Just not I'm not quoting books.
And
This is a personal experience thing.
it's usually a monologue.
Yeah, it's usually only
Sorry.
me. That's okay. I preemptively sent the link and forgot to say after the first hour, but that's okay.
I think Maria's talking about my telling the truth, but in a way that's not very
making it
clear. And she
muddled.
says that's called diplomacy. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah. She says that's called diplomacy.
I can get behind that, sure. Okay.
Oh, Frank, you can do better than that.
Okay, now I'm looking at the
boy,
chat.
Frank, you never met Patches, but Patches is very much like Susie, except Patches had a bad attitude. And Patches looked very much like Susie. But one day I went to a funeral. We're having visited Frank's at his house several times. And Frank had taught the dog a few kindly words. The dog never spoke a word until we went to the funeral. There was a buffet of sorts there, but they had already cleared out all the meats. And they just cleared out all the meats. And that dog did not like sweets, and that's all that was on the table. I turned to that dog and said, there's nothing up there for you. There's there's no meat there. And the dog went, bullshit. And don't want to get TOS, whatever that is.
The original series?
I don't know. It's what Frank had said there. Don't want to get TOS.
Yeah,
I guess it's tossed.
I guess.
You're welcome.
Oh, maybe Lynn is sitting there with a taser. Like, go ahead, say something. Say something. Oh, terms of service. Well, the only terms of YouTube. Gotcha. It's like saying, well, this is demonetized on StreamYard. It's only branched to YouTube. I haven't figured out how to put it on Rumble live yet, but I will. It goes to Rumble after it's done. But yeah, I'm not worried about the terms of service. Not too much. We can say things like COVID. I don't care about monetization. I'm not talking about it. I'm just if it comes up, it's not a. Plenty of places talk about that. I'm not going to say anything new, right? About like real world problems, Muggle world problems. No, we're looking at, we've got tourists coming down, hanging out at our places like our conventions. And I'm pretty sure there is an active spaceport in Antarctica right now and has been for a long time.
That far away?
Well, that's a big one. See, when I got back to Tennessee post Army, when I just got out, I wrote the campaign setting Earth and All Its People. And what I did was I said races, your typical character stuff, right? And I thought I was making it up. Shangri-La Spaceport in Antarctica. And turns out I looked it up, and if you look at the mystical side of Antarctica, it almost lines up. Not word for word, but fact for fact. Underground, very active, run by a cooperative of all different species, and oversight by Men in Black and the Mara, which are the one of the little grays. I called them the Mara, right? That was just in my game. Our Keith has a Mara. I haven't run across my species book yet, but I will. And I believe there's a Mara in there. He named a Mara, but they're not the little grays. They're something else. And of course, cooperative with all the species and all the ones that come here. And I thought, and everything mystical was here, right? And I wrote this up before Harry Potter. I had elves, talking dolphins, all the religions were in it. I should go back. I lost all my notes when a hard drive died. I lost all of it. I wrote up all these. I wrote up classes.
Back up.
I know. I wasn't. It was in a bad time. I didn't have money to get a hard drive. The internet was still on dial up. So sending stuff off site was not even an option because there was so much of it. Everything was in Word documents. The only network was the dial up. There was no Ethernet. There was no nothing like that. And
A
I
lot
wouldn't have
more
known how to,
floppies.
yeah, I wouldn't have known how to do that because I didn't have my degree then. I had just gotten out of the army and I didn't go to school until years after that. What? Let me see here. Oh, I'm
Gee, I
sure
should
you
have had
do.
you operate the computer at the store.
Say again.
I don't think it's to the north, Lynn Ann. I believe that's to the east of you, but right there
Um,
in White Sands, New Mexico.
I think she might mean not White Sands. I think she might mean like a port, spaceport. She might mean Spaceport America in not
Oh,
White
yeah.
Sands. Um, or or she could mean the alien one in the non-human one in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what was it?
You remember the landing strip I sent you a photograph of
Yeah.
from Google? It goes up the side of a mountain. Oh, we're not supposed to see that.
Yeah. Okay. It is the bottom of the hour. First hour is almost over. Here is my big news that I've been putting off until the end of this hour so we can branch into it. How long ago was this? 2 weeks ago. My father passed away. I have not mentioned it because I was still determining what was going on in my head. I haven't told hardly anyone. Me and my sister have been dealing with it. We're both very mystically bent. And yeah, and I will leave it there. It has been 2 weeks, and I'm not going to say there's there's no emotion. There is, but I just will go into it after everybody else starts showing up. And everybody, that is the first hour of the Quantum Show. Yeah, bombshell at the very end. Sorry, not sorry. I did it that way on purpose. That's why it seems like things are moving slow. I've been very preoccupied with that. Um, so yeah, and there's a lot more that goes along with it. A lot more. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live for now. Be back in a little while, maybe 15 minutes, maybe an hour. Last week it was an hour. So yeah, I'm coming clean on all of it and gonna say what's going on regardless because most people aren't going to believe me anyway, and I'm okay with that. So that's fine. So I will go ahead and Joe, if you want to come back in the regular show where everybody's supposed to come on. Just leave the window open. But I'm going to end the live right now. So back soon in 15 minutes, an hour. The universe knows. Keep it quantum.